how to get your USA student visa in 2020.
Flights, taking off. Yikes, like a baseball. Hit it.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. It's your one and only Nana Boy, and I'm here for you every day. And hey, if you're new on here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so you'll be the first to know when I post my next video, which will be on Sunday. So, should keep in touch, Alright, so today we'll be talking about how you can get your USA student visa in 2020. And before I head into this video, I want to let you know I'm no attorney or no lawyer, with the expertise. So whatever I'm telling you is based on my experience. So I would love you to take note of that. So before I go in, I want to tell you that things are really changing, especially for immigrants and mostly like for F1 students that I'm talking to today. The new administration, is actually cutting down immigration and F1 student visas. So I made some research and I checked on the USCIS website, and the whole of 2019 fiscal year, I think they only issued, I'm from Ghana, so they only issued about almost 1,600 visa for the whole year for F1 students. Nigeria about 4,000, which was the highest I think in Africa. In Asia they issued about almost 130,000 visas to F1 students in China. And I think in India about 50,000, in Europe, UK, Germany, they got like the highest numbers. So you should keep that in mind when you're applying. That should let you know that things are really getting serious. So you got to be prepared when you're applying for your visa. So here I'm going to share with you 6 tips that you should know, and this probably be the questions that will probably ask you most of the time. So you should definitely know this before you go and apply for the visa, because if this going on here, they have a quota to meet about, say they say they're going to issue like about 1,500 like for Ghana, or like about 120,000 for China. You should know the population of China is huge. So if you're not prepared, they're going to refuse you, and the chance of you getting it later would be very slim. I'm going to start with the number 1. Mostly they ask you this question: why do you want to go to USA? This question really tricks it, like throw a bunch of people off because they were not really ready for it. They want to know why you chose USA. I mean, you get colleges in your country and everything. Why do you want to go to USA? And most specifically, to be really smart of you to talk about why you chose that major. Make sure the major you're choosing corresponds to why you're going to USA. Make sure that USA got a better option. They got a really better system, technology and everything, to help you out with what you're going for. That should be a good reason for you to let them know why you chose USA. Because if you don't have any good reason, if you go tell them, hey, I'm going for a birthday or all this kind of stuff, they're going to refuse it right away. Because I got refused to, because I couldn't answer some of these questions. So number 2, I'll talk about funds. You need to have the money in order to get a student visa. Unless you got the full scholarship or you got a lot of scholarships, still you gotta need some money if you got a part scholarship. Before a school issue you a visa, they normally give you an I-20. And before the I-20, they'll make sure you have the necessary funds, to pay what you have on the I-20 and what the school wants you to pay. Before you go, make sure you know who is supporting you, who is funding your education. Make sure you have all their documents in place. Make sure everything is good. Make sure it's not fake, because this time they have ways of finding out. I'm telling you, one time this guy came in saying he's going for his master's degree, and they asked him who's going to fund your education. And this guy started saying, oh, is this my friend, he's going to fund it. He had no documents or evidence to support it. And right away they refused him the visa. So I don't want that to be you. So always be prepared before you go in. Number 3, choosing a community college over a 4-year college. I chose a community college before I came, and I got refused the first time because I didn't have enough reason for choosing the school. Mostly, I wouldn't say it's a bad option, but mostly they'll tend to refuse more community college students as compared to a 4-year college. I will tell you this: always have a backup plan. You can always apply to a 4-year college and also apply to a community college. In that case, you can apply for the visa. You can use your 4-year college documents to get your visa, and once you get to the US, if you don't like the school, you can just transfer Like talk to the school so they transfer your documents to the community college, so you don't have to struggle getting the visa. So I have to tell you, it's tough to get a community college visa, especially at this time. Mostly because they'll think, oh, okay, this guy is just trying to immigrate to America. So take note of that too. Number 4, why you chose the school. This is a really tricky question. Why you chose this school? They want to know if you know details about this school. If there's a professor who influence you in choosing this school, you have somebody you admire, they have your major, they are one of the best schools for your major. They are one of the best schools in terms of the program you're going for. Maybe you got scholarship there, maybe you got this there. You got to make sure that you have something tangible to tell them for choosing that school. Otherwise, they will also refuse you a visa. Number 5, this question is really asked all the time. Strong ties, like something that will get you to come back after your education. This is a really good question that they used to always get a bunch of people. Strong ties can be like your family, whether you're married, maybe you have a property, maybe you have a house, maybe you're running a business, maybe you are like a part of a company, maybe you're an entrepreneur and all this kind of stuff. You just need to have a tangible reason to prove to them that, hey, you're gonna come back. Maybe your dad has a company that you come back and run. That's why you're studying, or you're choosing this major. Maybe you chose this major to go and broaden up your knowledge. You come back and help the people you're back home. So make sure you have a really good, tangible reason that shows strong ties to your country. Otherwise, you're gonna get refused a visa. My last but not the least would be, what are your future plans after school? For me, I chose a community college. So what I told them was that after my community college, I will transfer to a 4-year college to get my bachelor's degree. So that's a really good reason. It let them know, hey, this guy actually have a plan. He has a goal that he wants to achieve. When I was done, I told him, hey, I'll come back to take over my dad's business, to operate and do all this kind of stuff. So you should also have a reason, like have a plan, have goals, in place for what you're gonna do after your major. Don't tell them, do not tell them you stay and apply for a job in the United States. Do not tell them you apply for OPT. Even though you're gonna do it, don't tell them. That is my advice to you. So keep that in mind. And with that said, I'm gonna give you 4 advice you know, when applying for a visa. You should know this before you go. Do not leave room for them to second guess you. Be confident when you get there. Confidence is key. If you go over there and you start blah blah blah, you start, you can't get your words straight, you don't even know what to say, you're shaking, it will kind of give them a sort of doubt about you, that, oh, this guy is not genuine, he's actually going there for a wrong reason. So do not give them the room to second guess you. Travel history and background. If you haven't traveled a lot, it's kind of hard for them to give you a visa for the first time, especially if you're older. Like if you're 30 and you're trying to go to the US for your master's, it's kind of like, kind of trigger them, hey, why are you going there? You waited all these years to get your master's, it kind of make them second guess you. So make sure you have a reason, to talk to them about why you did this and why you're doing that. If you have a background like maybe the government, the military or anything, that can also kind of affect your administration, like processing, because they know, hey, you got all these connections and all this stuff, maybe you might not come back. Not being prepared for the interview, that's also like a deal breaker. If you're not prepared for your interview, if you don't gather all your documents that you need, if you don't know what you're going to say when they ask you a question, I'm sorry, you're going to be refused a visa. I'm not joking, because I got refused the first time. I had to go the second time. They issued me the 214B, showing that I didn't have enough reason to go. So I don't want that to happen to you too. My last advice for you is to have complete documents, no fraudulent documents. Make sure your documents and everything is legit. It is legal, nothing fake, because if they find out, that's going to hurt you in the future. That's going to delay the process. They might even refuse you for that. So I will advise you to do what, to have complete, legitimate documents when you apply. I want to say thank you all for watching. If you're new on here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll be posting other videos like this in the future every week on Sundays, so you should keep in touch. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, leave a like if you enjoy the video. I will see you same time next week. Peace out.
Energy gado, energy gado, energy gado, energy gado, energy gado, energy gado. Kine mukunta ni amenko, ti empema sem ti me ya himpo.